So I want to show you a great method for getting a nice fat tone out of your snare. Maybe tuning it a little bit lower, but without having to just keep everything really low, having no tension on the batter head. We're gonna go around, finger tighten every lug, and then we're actually gonna tune it up a little bit higher than you'd think for this type of a sound. We're gonna go to maybe 240 on the tune bot. If you haven't seen the simple snare tuning method that I showed in a previous video, go check that out. Gives you a good idea of how I get a snare to be, relatively in tune, close to where I want it before I start fine tuning. It's a good base for everything. So when you're doing a tune bot, you want to make sure that you have something on the resonant head. You can put this snare on a drum throne to mute that bottom head, or you can put it on a towel or whatever. Starting off pretty low, we're just at finger tight. So when I do that, I'm at 163. We're gonna go up maybe a quarter of a turn on each to start, and then probably another quarter of a turn. But we'll start tuning it at that point. See where we're at now. Ooh, 234. It's already great. 236. So we're right there. We're gonna bring it up a tiny bit, not too much. This is very, very minimal. Of course, this is not a brand new head. I've had this head on there for a little bit already. So it's properly stretched out, plays really nice. So with this method, we're going to be detuning 2 of the lugs here. So we really want to make sure when we start off that everything is nice and in tune. You'll see a lot of people with their tune bot like this. That's what tune bot says you should do. Go around the drum like that. Yes, that works. I'm in a pretty open space here, so sometimes you get some weird frequencies coming off the walls. I don't like to use that method as much. I really like to move it around the drum and make sure I'm facing the same direction the whole time. I mean, ideally I would kind of go like this, but keeping it consistent in the room is really important as we're tuning here. Maybe try that on your own, see what you think. Alright, so we're at about 245. Looks like everything's pretty good. Now, all you have to do to get that nice fat snare tone, take this, we're going to detune the 2 lugs that are closest to you. So for me, it's these 2. As I'm playing, I like to have the logo across from me. Lines up the snare wires nicely too. So we're going to detune these all the way, then come back to finger tight. And then give them just a little bit of tension here with your thumb key or whatever you're using. So that's gonna take it from a real high sound to a nice low fat sound. The only issue is that these 2 lugs are gonna be very out of tune to the rest of it. We're gonna wanna add some muffling to soften it up, give you that low fat tone. The other thing that's really important here is you wanna make sure that your snare wire is a good size. Trying to do this with a 16 or a 20 is just not gonna happen. So here we've got a 42 strand. You could also go with a 30 strand, whatever you like for tone. This method works with shallower snares, but if you're trying to do this with a piccolo snare or a 5x13 or something, you might have some trouble. 6.5x14, 8x14 is definitely the best here, but a 7x13 or even a 5.5x14 can work too if you tune it properly. So let's go hear how it sounds.